It's a sobering thought to know what we got. 18 summers wild, can't slow down the clock. We gotta make these numbers, can't hold you a lot. Tell you I love you for every single one of them. Watch.
18 summers with you. I only got 18 summers with you. 365 days a year, but only 18 summers with you. Yeah.
Okay, guys, there is a lot to do still. I can't believe it. We are 9 weeks away from leaving, but we run into some issues. Let's just break this down for. Let's just break this down for a second. 5.5 more weeks at my job. 4 weeks after that to move. That's when we hit the road. We haven't sold our other car. We haven't sold our horse. We haven't bought an RV yet. We still have to buy our travel trailer. We've been looking, and maybe I'm being too picky, but we're not finding what we want. And so I am being picky. I get it. I'll admit it. But you have to know that, like, you're going to be living in this thing for the next 7 to 9 months. You want something that you're going to like and be comfortable in, and that's going to work well, and you're going to be okay. And we have 4 kids and dogs, and there's factors here. We've got to make sure that it's safe, that it's sound, that it doesn't have leaks, that everything functions in it. I don't want to buy an RV and spend $1,500 or $2,500 putting a new refrigerator in it. So there's certain things we've got to make sure we have. We do have time. I'm trying to remember that. It doesn't have to be right now. But I don't want to wait forever either. So I'm kind of a little nervous. But that being said, I keep seeing posts on some of the groups in Facebook that deal with full-time RV living, and a lot of people are asking this question. How do you start? Where do you start? What's it like to downsize? What are the issues? I'm scared. I'm nervous. We've made this decision, but listen, we full-time for 2.5 years, and I will tell you, we enjoyed it, and we're looking forward to it again. But downsizing's a bear. No matter how you do it, downsizing is tough. We started with 4 vehicles. We've sold 2. We're down to 2. One of them is proving a little bit tougher to sell because it's a classic, and I'm probably asking, what some people would think is unreasonable, but I think it's right on the money. We've got a horse to sell. We've got furniture to sell. We don't want to put in storage. Like, there's still stuff to sell and do. It's going to be at times overwhelming, and that's okay. It is all right to be challenged. A great quote I read was, if the choices you're making don't challenge you, they're probably not worth doing. So we're making some choices that are challenging us. We have some decisions to make that are tough. But I think that's how we know it's what we want. If we're willing to go through and deal with that tough part, then let's do it. So that's where we're at. This is really just a chance for me to encourage you. If you're looking at RVing full time, yes, it's tough. We're in the middle of it right now. We have 5.5 weeks left of my job. We've got, just a few weeks after that to get ready to go. But it's going to happen, and you can't worry about those things, So it's just important to know there are people there that will help you. We have some great communities. I know some of the Facebook groups we joined in have been very helpful. Use that resource. Talk to people, chat with people, ask questions. On top of that, remember why you're doing this. For us, it's really about family and memories. I can tell you from a personal standpoint, my father died when I was 17 years old. I still feel hurt from that. Like, I still feel sadness, and I mean, I miss my dad. But I don't remember ever really taking the time to spend time with him. And I want to be more mindful of spending time with my kids. I don't ever want them to regret that. And so for us to go out and experience this as a family, to travel, to do things, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm excited to say my kids are looking forward to it too. When my wife and I talked to them about it originally, they were pretty excited. My daughter, she's 15. She wasn't as excited, but as we discussed it and looked at the possibilities and gave her an opportunity to decide where some of our destinations would be, she felt like she owned a piece of it, and that really changed a lot. So don't worry about it. Work through it. Ask questions. Seek help. There's a great community for it. Talk to people. And then there's another piece to this. Surround yourself with people. This is the only time in life I will give this advice to people. You should never in your life, with the exception of this, you should never in your life surround yourself with people who will just go along with what you say and support you in decisions. Because in bad decisions, you don't want people to support you. The problem in this field is a lot of people don't understand it, and therefore it's a negative. I've heard people say, well, that's ridiculous. Now you're going to be homeless. No, I'm just going to have a home that's mobile. Well, how are your kids going to make any friends? Well, they have friends already. We haven't kept them hidden under a rock for the last 15 years. They have ways to communicate with their existing friends, and they know how to talk, so they can meet new people too. There are tens of thousands of families doing this. So it's not like we're going to be the only people driving around the country going, gee, I don't know how on earth we'll ever run into other people. There's a lot of them. So don't worry about those things. In this sense, surround yourself with people who will support you. If this is a decision you've made and you feel comfortable with it, don't let other people rain on your parade. You're not making a bad choice. As long as you have the income to support you, the vehicle to transport you, and the RV to house you, that's what you need. So if you have those things lined up, if you can take this step and make this happen and you're really feeling good about it and your family feels good about it and you're in agreement, don't let naysayers who don't understand it knock it. I didn't understand it. Okay, 10 years ago, I would have told you, no way. Not happening. 8 years ago, we did it. We spent 2.5 years in a Class A motorhome. And it was an older one without slides. It was clean and nice, but it was a little cramped with 2 kids. But we did it, and we enjoyed it. And so now going in, we know what to expect. But embrace it. And if people you surround yourself with don't embrace it, don't give them time to pull it apart. There's no reason for them to pull it apart. Number one, it's not their worry. If you have what it takes to do it, then just do it. But don't let them naysay it, okay? The last piece of advice I'm going to give is this. Make sure that you are set up to do this. And I say this from experience. When we full-timed the first time, I would say we didn't do it properly. We were dependent upon our location. We work camped, but it was out of necessity. See, we didn't travel with an income. We didn't travel with a job. There was nothing that supported us aside from finding places to work camp and then get an income from. That's not the way to do this. If you're looking at it going, you know what, this is going to be a cheaper lifestyle and I can go out and do this and I can go out and do that and I'll find some work when I'm here or there, really think about it before you do this, especially if you have a family. But if you can line up a job that allows you to work mobile, if you're self-employed and you can take your company mobile, then yeah, look at it. But if you're looking at it going, well, I don't know how I'm going to support myself, but I really want to do it, it's kind of like buying a car on payments and not having a job. It's not a good idea. You know, you've got to have a way to pay the payment. If you don't have the job, you can't pay the payment. So don't jump into it like that. Take the time to line things up. It can be a less expensive lifestyle, or it can be a more expensive lifestyle. It just depends on what you're going to do with it. If you have questions, put some comments in. I will do my best to respond to them in a timely manner. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and I hope that it answers some questions or gives you some solace in knowing that if you're moving forward with this. And then follow us too. This next 5 weeks, we've got a lot to do. We have a lot of downsizing still to do. There's a lot to do. So stick with us. You'll see some changes coming on what we've got to downsize with and what we have to sell and all that. I'll try and get some footage of that. December 1st is my hardened goal to start producing videos a bit more regularly. That is my last day of work at my current job. I do own a business, and then I have a partnership in 2 other companies. So I'm not done working. I'm just done working my full-time job where we live. And so when that last day comes around, I plan to start producing videos on a little bit more regular basis. And I'm just excited to share this with you. And I thank you for joining us on this. And like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next time.